Hello everybody and welcome to our Christmas webinar special. My name's Avril Townsend and I'm a former head of science and currently a science lead practitioner, and our webinar this evening is how to motivate your students ready for 2021. You need to unmute, Gary.
There we go. Ho, 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 everybody. Welcome to our Christmas special. My name's Gary Talbot. I'm currently a science lead teacher and head of e-learning at a secondary school. I've been doing that for about 12 years now, and really thankful for everyone that's come out. If you're like me and Avril, who are teaching at the moment, you're probably absolutely exhausted right now. So we really appreciate you coming out and spending some time with us this evening, and hopefully you find it really useful. We've got our very, very special guest this evening, who is Action Jackson, who is amazing, and hopefully he will wow your socks off with his awesome Christmas glasses.
Come on.
Action. So here are the answers. I know a couple of you in the chat were having a go at some of these questions. So there are the answers on the screen for you now. See how many you actually got correct. And we're all getting in the festive spirit. Avril's got a beautiful hat. And I'm in Lapland, getting ready with all my presents with my elves, ready to deliver all over the world.
So if you want to communicate with us tonight, just use the Q&A function like some of you have already done so, and we will use the chat function to share ideas with each other during the webinar.
At the end, what we'll do, all the questions you have that you might have, we'll ask Action Jackson those questions. So if you've got any burning questions, just put those in the Q&A. Anything else in the chat, please. Thank you. So we thought we'd find out a little bit more about Action Jackson. Some of you already may have met Action Jackson in your schools in the UK, if he has visited you. I met Jackson a couple of years ago. I was doing a project with some underachieving young gentlemen in my school, and we organised a special day for those to try and motivate them to get better GCSE results. And we did it at a really nice posh hotel, if I remember, Jackson. And it was really good to get to know him then, and he was absolutely amazing. The kids loved him. They were really, really motivated, fired up. So that's my little story about Jackson. Avril, you want to start off with the first question you want to ask to Jackson?
Yes, so can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Okay, so I just recently became a father about 7 months ago. Whoop, whoop, for the very first time ever. I've been motivating other people's kids. Now it's time for me to motivate my child. Also, I've done 10 London marathons in the last 10 years. And I have the privilege of being the UK ambassador for happiness. And my job is to spread happiness around the UK, around the world, because I believe in unlocking young people's potential and helping them to be happy. That's very, very important. And I've been doing this now for the last 30 years. My dream, well, last 20 years, sorry, my dream has always been to become an actor, but I never thought that I was good enough. Okay. And the little voices in my head affected me. And for me, I don't want anybody to be affected by that little voice that tells you that you're not good enough. Let's get rid of the voice and make it happen. 2-time author, 10-time marathon runner. I run 30K every week. I love running to keep myself healthy. So yeah, it's all about making it happen. And I'm so happy to be here today.
Okay, next question from me, Jackson. So what inspired you to write this brand new book, Happy School 365?
Well, so last 25 years, I would travel to different schools and I would work my magic on the young people in terms of just helping them to be more motivated, more focused, and more driven. I get emails from young people who I spoke to 10 years ago, and they said, listen, you changed my life. Now, I could be serious, I could be selfish and keep all my secrets to myself, but then that won't help me achieve my mission, which is to unlock, which is to create, actually, a world where young people wake up happy and go to bed fulfilled. So I thought, you know what, let's put all these 21 ideas in this book of how I motivate young people so that teachers, parents, leaders, and educators can get a hold of the secrets so that they too can inspire their kids. If I go out and do the job to inspire kids, I might reach 1,000 kids a week. But imagine if I reach 1,000 teachers a week and they are connected to 30 kids every week. Look at the multiplier effect. So it's all about spreading the power through education.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so the next one's from me. So Christmas themed question this time. So what's your worst Christmas present you've ever received?
I think there was one time I received this disgusting aftershave that even the cat would not even use, you know. It made your nose bleed. So yeah.
Nice. Thanks for that, Jackson. Final question, another Christmas related one.
Come on.
So what is your favorite part of Christmas dinner, if you even eat Christmas dinner?
Wow. You know the part where the dinner's all done, you've finished all the dessert and everyone's just on the couch like that and trying as best as they can to just wet the remote. The aftermath of the dinner, that for me is just is the best part, where you're just reminiscing on what you just ate.
Nice. So it's going to be a bit different this year, isn't it, with the restrictions and stuff in place, but hopefully people will get time to spend time with the families and enjoy that time. So thanks for that, Jackson. It's nice to know a little bit about you before you go into your speech. And of course, you are on lots of social media too.
Yes, I am.
So you can see that if you want to follow Jackson on different social media, then he's pretty much on most of them. There. TikTok. How's TikTok? I've never used it.
Well, it's quite fun, but although for the last 75 days, I deleted all the social media platforms from my phone 75 days ago, because I went on a social media detox for the last, so today's day 75 of my social media detox. So yeah, it's been a great experience of stepping away from the digital world. It's been really good to just regain consciousness, because sometimes we get sucked into that world.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree on that one. So just want to tell us what you want people to do first of all for us.
Okay, so to everyone that's watching, how are you doing? Wherever you are watching from, just know that you are amazing. So before we get started tonight, all I need you to do is type in the comments below, I am amazing, because that's a declaration I need each and every one of you to make right now, because you are amazing. You have made it this far. So that makes you automatically amazing. So everyone in the comments below, type, there you go. Thank you very much. Right there, I see Sarah, Chelsea, Anna, I see you, Chloe, I see you, Lynn, I see you, Anna again. Anna again? You must be really amazing. Mark, Maria, Colm, Rebecca. I'm trying so much to pronounce all the 77 people's names, but you are all amazing. I love you so much. Here's a digital hug and a kiss to you. Okay, you are... Orania says, I am awesome. Listen, you can take it all. Leanne as well. That's beautiful. Well, you are amazing. That's the premise. That's the first foundation of my talk today. The fact that you are amazing. And I just want to let you know how great you are, and the fact that you've made it this far. Now, it's so important to know these questions. What are you grateful for this year? And what have you learned? How are you going to improve yourself in 2021? And what will the new you look like or feel like in 2021? So that's very important. So we're going to go through that now. We're going to do that now.
Yeah. So
one question at a time.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is going to post the link in Padlet, and I'm going to share the Padlet screen. So let me just post the link now. So if you click on the link, that should take you to a Padlet screen.
There you go.
And then what you can do, let me share that with you so we can see everyone's. Now, obviously, if it's personal to you, you know, you don't have to do this. It's just nice to hear what people are grateful for this year. So hopefully you should be able to get on here, and in the right hand corner, you've got this little plus button. Just click add post, and then just type in something on there next to each of the questions. You can drag it around. I will drag stuff up as well. It's just be interesting to know some of those. So we'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. And then you might want to comment on some of those, Jackson. People.
Yeah, I'm loving this. So this is a reflective task that I really believe. We're talking about motivating our students for 2021, but we can't motivate the students if we ourselves aren't motivated. This power of motivation starts with us. So this is a very simple task that can actually be done with any year group, on any stage, on any level, because it helps you to be reflective about life. So my job, someone says, this is lovely.
We just got a job.
And then we've got my colleagues. This is nice. So the whole task behind reflection, that first question, what are you grateful for? Your gratitude will determine your altitude. Many of us, we tend to complain about life. We complain about COVID. We complain about the lockdown. We were complaining about Donald Trump. I don't think we will be complaining about him anymore. So we're always in the complaining mode. But what we don't understand is whenever you are in a complaining mode, you are conditioning your mind to consistently look for the negatives. But when you do a gratitude exercise like this, you are forcing your brain to actually release chemicals in your brain that makes you feel good. So I am grateful for the amount of teaching that I have gotten done so far. So there's so many, I can't see them. Gary, maybe you can help me read some of these out.
Yeah. So grateful for myself, family, and healthy and happy. I've learned how to be resilient when things are tough. And this person is the first year teaching in their NQT year.
Whoop, whoop, to the NQT crew in the building. Shout out. I love you. Big hugs to you. You made it. Woo! Come on. You know.
People just grateful they've survived this year. And so is their nearest and dearest.
Listen, if you're watching this right now, you're a champion. You made it. Okay, some people made it to this year battered and bruised. Some might have lost their jobs and lost opportunities, but the fact that you're still alive and well, that's a gift in itself, and that's really, really important to bear in mind. I think that is so important in terms of happiness and joy.
So now, I think it'd be good to move on to the other questions if people can answer some of the other questions as well. So how are you going to improve yourself? What things are you going to do next year?
I love that.
I know myself, I'm going to try and be better at teaching. I always try and be better at teaching every day.
Yeah. Well, see, here's my thing, right? So the next question is, how are you going to improve yourself in 2021? Okay. That's a critical question. I asked myself this question at the beginning of the lockdown. I was 108 kilograms. My ideal weight is 100K, but I was kilograms, sorry, but I was overweight. So I started running and doing high intensity training because I knew that if I looked after my body, it would help me to look after my mind. And if I'm in the right space, I can turn up to work effectively. Many people want to talk about improvement. You talk about how you're going to be good at your job, but how about you talk about how you can be good at being yourself, because you bring your whole self to the job. So running was one thing that I did. What are some of the things we got here? So continuous improving in the teaching and improve about yourself in 2021. I want to do more singing in 2021 because singing makes me happy. I want to do more acting because acting makes me happy. Okay. These are the things that I want to hear, the things that make you happy. I care about your job, but I don't care about your job. It's kind of weird. I care about you first, because if you fix you, you're going to turn up to your job with your A game. Okay. And sometimes we focus a lot on being great at our job, but we're not doing a good job at being ourselves. And then we come home burnt out, frustrated, stressed out, and that's not fair. Okay. So these self-improvement questions are very important for you, because when you feel what it feels like to run 10K every other day, that I do, when you're teaching a young person, it's not just theory, it's practice. It's a visceral experience of happiness. And then the next question is, what will the new you look and feel like in 2021? Come on, baby. Some of you might want to bring sexy back. All right. Hey. All right. What's going to be the new version of you coming back for 2021? The new 2.0.
I think for me, Jackson, I'm going to stop eating cakes.
Oh, but cake is good though. Cake is, if you love cake, type yes. Oh.
I'm definitely going to start going running more often.
Come on, Avril. That's what I'm talking about.
You can join Jackson on his runs, high intensity runs.
Yes.
I like this one. I want to do my hair nice every day. I like that one. Just feeling good about your hair.
Yeah.
I could do with doing that instead of just sticking it in a ponytail. I could do with spending a bit more time looking glamorous.
So be
beautiful.
mindful.
So
I like that one.
Be mindful. That's great. Honestly, being present. I'm going to talk a bit about that today in terms of being present.
Eat less cakes. Right, I think, should we move on, Jackson? That we've got some really amazing people putting in their answers here. So should we move on to the next bit?
Yes, let's do this. Let's make this happen.
Okay, right. So here we go, Jackson. Over to you.
Yes. Excellent. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So thank you so much for doing that exercise. It's such a very powerful exercise. And when we talk about motivating your learners, I think the first learner that we need to motivate is the learner within. The learner within is the person that we need to motivate, because each and every one of us, we have a learner within, someone who is trying to be at their best version. And I truly believe, being in education for the last 20 years, motivating people in the capacity of the UK Ambassador for Happiness, one thing I've discovered is this: I teach from my transformation. I teach from my transformation. And I believe that when we as educators teach from our transformation, we are effective people. So very quickly, please, in the comments below, I want you to write this down. I promise to teach from my transformation. I promise to teach from my transformation. I promise to teach from my transformation, because your transformation will first of all give you the gift of life before you give it to others. You know, you could talk about teaching others, but if you don't teach yourself, I'm sorry, forget it. What kind of educator is that? Thank you so much, Lindsay. Thank you, Haley, right in there. Thank you, Lynn, right in there. Loving that. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Colm. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Nassim. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Helen. I'm not going to sort of shout everybody, just a few of these. So I promise to teach from my transformation. What does that mean? The exercise we just did right there, if you spend a lot more time really digging deep into those exercises, you're going to sense a shift in you. And that shift is a visceral experience. Now imagine doing the same exercise with the young people from an intellectual space versus an emotional space. When I talk about the things that I'm grateful for, I'm grateful for my daughter, 7-month-old Olivia. She was born at the height of the lockdown. After 5 years of being in marriage with my wife, we're trying, and we could not have a child. We kept trying, and 5 years later, boom, this year we were given a child. And I remember there was a time I was in a class of, I was working with some year 9 students, and I was doing my thing. And one of the year 9 students turned to the other year 9, and she said to the other girl, "Oh, I wish he was my dad." And in that moment, two things hit me. Number one, the fact that this young lady obviously saw something in me that, like a father figure. Number two, at that time, it was like, whoa, you know, here's me motivating other people's children, and I don't have a child of my own. But now I've got a child of my own. I'm so grateful for her, you know, and I cherish every moment with her. That's my form of reflection. Now, as I shared that story with you, you yourself were able to connect with it because it's real to me. People nowadays want things that are authentic, things that are real. Young people want things that are real. So the first thing about motivating our young people is all about, number one, we need to reflect. Okay, we need to reflect. So everybody type that up. It's going to be on the slide. Reflect. Everybody type that in the comments below, please. Reflect, reflect, reflect. Reflecting is so important. And that's exactly what we just did. What was the lesson you learned from this year? What's the lesson you learned from last month? What's the lesson you learned from the last hour? The more we reflect, the more grateful we are about life. This year, you've just been moving, moving, and moving. This is why we're doing this Christmas cracker webinar, to kind of bring some joy and some happiness to you. Because upon reflection, throughout this whole year, one thing I know that's happened. Some of you have had some negative chapters. You've had some positive episode. Okay, real quickly, upon reflection, if you could sum up your year with a movie genre, and you can create any movie genre you want, what kind of year have you had if you could sum up your year as a movie genre? Let's go. Type it up in the comments below. We got horror. Wild one. Film noir. Woo, Avengers. Come on. Zombie apocalypse. Come on, Catherine. The Western. Scream. Sci-fi. True life. Wow. Some deep stuff. Every genre possible. Slapstick comedy. Like that, Maria. Long Road Home. It was my idea. Love that. Love that. Love that. Love that. Okay. Melodrama. Twilight. Home Alone. That's a good one. That's a good one. Home Alone. Okay. So can you now see how we've encapsulated the experience of the year in a fun kind of way? Now imagine doing this with young people. Okay. The entire Star Wars set. Some people are going to put Lord of the Rings, Bridget Jones's Diary. So reflection is so important. I think what reflection does is allows us to be grateful. Now, check it, everyone. Check it, everyone. As you're typing this, I want this to be a visceral experience for you, okay? All right. If you're ready, I want you to shout out, I am ready. Although I can't hear you, but I can hear you in the universe, antenna. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Put a big smile on your face. And just say, I am ready. No, say it again. Say, I'm ready. No, one more time. Say, I am ready. There you go. Because ready means you're in the moment. Reflection means I am so grateful for my life. I am so grateful for who I am. Now, gratitude has been known to shift our psychology because the brain has been designed to protect us from negativity. So the more you see negative, the more your brain becomes a magnet that attracts negativity towards you. But when you reflect with gratitude, you're able to pick the highlights of your life and put them in a particular jar and begin to reflect on it. So how do we begin to use this for our learners? Well, it's very simple. Every month, at the top of the month, or actually at the end of the month, okay, get them to do this task upon reflecting upon the month. Because if you reflect upon your life once a year, you've only got one chance to fix the year. If you reflect on your life every month, you've got 12 opportunities to fix your life in that year. Imagine if you reflected at the end of every day. That's 365 opportunities to put things right. Imagine if you reflected every hour, how you would improve, okay? So this is an activity. So Lucy says this would be a great activity for our department meeting on Thursday. There you go, Lucy. Come on, baby. Whoop, whoop. Lucy gets a point. You get a star, Lucy. Okay, Lucy, darling? You get a star from me. Much love. All right. And this is so good. Just sitting there reflecting. And there's many ways you can do this. Write stuff on a post-it note, because you and I know that our young people, they don't know how to reflect. And if they do reflect, they're reflecting on pain, not progress. And this is why this is important. But first, must do it for yourself before you do it from others. Remember, we're teaching from our transformation. Number two thing is very important. Once you reflect, you need to do the next thing, which is to reset. To reset. Reset means our mindset needs to be different. What got us to 2020 won't take us into 2021. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. New levels requires a new mindset. So this year was like a right hook, boom, an uppercut, boom, a combination of those things. We fell on the floor. Upon reflection, there's some good stuff and there's some bad stuff. We managed to pick ourselves up. How many of you just crawled your way to December, like on the ropes? Type yes if that's you, like, please, can I go home now? Give me the bottle of JD. I'm done. Chloe says yes. Yeah, Rebecca says yep. Clinging on, says Wally, while Sam sips on a glass of wine. So a lot of us have been spent. For me, financially, my business took a big hit. I was questioning how I was going to pay the mortgage this year, But then I stopped watching Sky News because it was getting depressing. Okay, and that started to affect me. To reset your mind means you need to unplug from all the negative outside of you, and you begin to visualize the person you would like to be, your mindset. Okay, your mindset needs to be renewed. It's so important. What got us here won't get us there. So we need to upgrade our mind. I run 10K every other day. And I noticed that when I run at a particular pace. Now, when I wanted to improve my time, I struggled because I was at a particular pace. Now, to move to the next pace, I needed to change my mindset. By running faster, my mind started to panic. What if your heart explodes? What if your leg explodes? Panic. Then I had to say, you know what? Shut up. You're going to be okay. So I would push myself on purpose, and I would hear the voice, and after a while, push again, relax. Push again, relax. Then my brain became acclimatized to the new pace. Okay. So Lynn says, I did 10K at the weekend for charity and I didn't think I could do so. I was so pleased. Lynn in the building. Come on, baby Lynn. Well done. This is what I'm talking about. So reset means to start thinking in a new way. We need to start thinking in a new way. We need to stop thinking in the old way. Everyone that's expecting and thinking that things should go back to the way they were, please don't wish for that to happen. I don't want things to go back to the way they were. I want them to improve. I want them to go further. Warner Brothers, apparently in 2021, all their special releases will not be released to cinema. It's going to be streamed online. Things are changing rapidly. Okay, online shopping has hit the roof. If you maxed out your credit card during the lockdown, type me. Amazon. All you Amazonians, type me. All these Amazon boxes that have been arriving at my house. Okay. So Lindsay says, I like the experience of cinema. So do I. But the truth of this, we've been spoiled with convenience. So all of you, your husband, Laura, wow. I thought it was just the ladies going crazy. And Disney Plus, look at that, Selena says. So resetting means a new way of thinking. Now, if I tell you, okay, in your school right now, very quickly, are the majority of people happy or not? So in terms of percentage, there's always a percentage of people who are super happy, a percentage of people who are super miserable, and there are some people who are in between, a mixture. Okay? When you turn up to school, all right, with this new mindset, you're going to be faced with a challenge. Your job is to hold on to this new mindset until everybody else acclimatizes to you and you don't acclimatize to them. And the same is the same for our young people. They're in a pool of negativity and we need to bring them out of that. So important. Okay. So that's resetting. Now, very quickly in the comments below, please type student happy, staff not so much. So if the students are happy, says Esther Quinn, students are happy, staff not so much, then we need to do some work with the staff to help them tap into their why. Okay. Would you jump on a plane and the captain said, this is your captain speaking. We're going to be flying nonstop to Florida. I haven't had any sleep in the last 14 days. I'm stressed out. I'm frustrated. I don't know who I am. I hate this frustrating job. I haven't slept, but we'll see how it goes. Would you jump on that plane? No, you wouldn't. So why would we let our kids go into classroom where the pilot is worn out, stressed out, frustrated? It's not fair. And that's why I believe that teachers need to be equipped with happiness for themselves first, because you guys do a great job and I love you for that. Okay. Patrick says the demands of students are as regards to examination coursework has increased and the pressure we feel as teachers is very high. Of course, Patrick, look at that. Who would agree with Patrick right now? Type yes if you would agree with Patrick. Yeah, exactly. Look at that. Everyone, I agree, everyone. So the question is, watch this. The reason why your students are motivated is this. They can see the game. They can see that we're using them for what? They're being used. That's what I did a year 9 session the other day. The kid says, this is just an exam factory. I was like, you're in year 9. What are you talking about? And he broke it down for me. He said, look, what's the point? And this is why it's important. I said to the year 9 kid, I said, you know what? If we all see this as a game, our job is to play the game healthily. Okay, do the exam, get the grades and go. Let's do it healthily. That is so important. And that's why you must make happiness at the height of your agenda. And remember this quote, and don't you ever forget it. Success doesn't make you happy. Happiness makes you successful. Okay? Success doesn't create happiness. Happiness creates success. Success doesn't create happiness. Happiness creates success. That young person is not going to do any work if they're not happy with themselves. I'm sorry. I've seen it. Revise. I don't care. Why should I revise? I'm not even happy with who I am. But if you can help someone to be happy with who they are, the results will flow because their energy will be flowing. Okay? So we have to bring up the best and the happiest for them. At least during the lesson, kids should forget about the problems and feel happy. Exactly. Yeah? My son is in year 13, A-level physics, A-level maths, too much uncertainty. He's so stressed. Listen, get him to put the books down and dance, and just dance, everyday dance. Honestly, the simple things go a long way. And here's the other thing we can do with our young people. Help them to establish their why. Because they ask themselves, what's the point of these exams? And the brain cannot give a valid answer. But if you ask a child, what's the point of you playing computer game? Oh, let me tell you why. Why be on TikTok? We don't need no justification. Instagram, no justification. Food, no justification. But education, there needs to be a justification because their soul doesn't see the point. Whenever they think about school and work, cortisol is released in the system, no dopamine. So home, they're addicted to dopamine through Netflix, Disney Plus, computer games, and they come to school after they've been on a dopamine high, and they come to school and they see cortisol, they're just frustrated. So the first thing we need to do is to ask our kids this question, and this is the question: who can I serve with my gift? Who can I serve with my gift? Everybody type that question down so that it's cemented. Who can I serve with my gift? That's a very key question. Who can I serve with my gift? That presupposes two things. I have a gift and someone needs me. We need to start helping our kids think about the bigger picture. 7-month-old Olivia, I'm already teaching her that she's a solution to someone's problem. That I'm going to teach her to look for problems and think about solutions. Then when I send her to school, she's going to go and educate herself in the skill required to go and solve the problem. So school should be a place where you equip yourself with the tool to go out there to solve the world's problem. But what we're doing, well, just go there, get the grades and get a good job and that's it. Well, there are people getting good grades and not getting good jobs and they're not happy. Okay? What if there is no students in the school? What if there is no, rephrase that question again, please. I have been teaching myself problems are opportunities. Exactly. Problems are puzzles. Problems are puzzles. That's another way of looking at it. So who can I save with my gift, or who can I serve with my gifts? What if there is no student in the school? I don't get it. There's no student in your school? Where do you teach? Outer space? That's the coolest school. No kids in the school, just computers and screens. They're learning from home. I think they mean, yeah, okay, if they're learning from home, beautiful thing as well. Giving them resources, and I'm going to give you some resources that you can tap into to help these kids. Let's move on to the next and final R, which is to reinvent. Okay? To reinvent yourself. Like I said, what Grot said won't get us there. So I've had to reinvent myself and become more virtual. I'm currently building a Netflix for schools. And the aim behind Netflix for schools is for teachers to come on and watch content that's going to help them motivate and get into the right mind frame. How can you reinvent yourself? You might need to learn how to rap, how to do poetry, how to sing, how to dance. Do you know why? Let me tell you why. Because the mindset of the young people now who are behind the screens, they need three things: education, entertainment, and empowerment. We know how to do the education, but entertainment and empowerment, if we bring that in the mix, all of a sudden, maybe over the Christmas holidays, you go and learn 12 inspirational quotes that you might use with these kids. That's reinvention. Reinventing yourself is not destroying the old you, it's taking the old you and adding more things to it so that you can do more and make more impact. That's the way forward. So how can our young people reinvent themselves? shedding the old habits and creating the new. Okay. Moving learning online has reinvented the way we teach. Loving it. Of course, I've always said this to people. I said, listen, the school of the future, they won't leave their house. You're going to be coming from your house to their house through a hologram. This is like this weird movie that I've got in my head where, you know, kids don't need to go to school. They would get taught from their homes and they're able, you know, crazy stuff. Will I be able to do it? 54 years old. Of course, Laura. What are you talking about? What? The wisdom and knowledge and understanding that you bring to the classroom? The historical stories that you can bring to teach these kids? What are you talking about? Don't let me come through the screen and get you, Laura. Yeah, the older you are, the more impact that you can make. Yes, Laura, of course. Laura's got to bring sexy back, baby. Come on now. Hey, hey. All right. So reflect, reset, reinvent is very, very important. Very quickly, I want you to type in the comments below something that you have gathered from this short conversation that I've had before I actually sort of go into the final piece. I think I would be awful if everything went online. Teaching is relational. Well, Lucy Sharp, the kids that you are teaching, they are already learning online. They've been learning online for the last 10 years. Okay, so don't think that you're going to be awful. You just got to study how information is being brought to us. Okay, there's inspiring ways of making it happen. People in here are empowering. Of course they are. All right, so beautiful stuff. Now, here's the other thing I need to talk about as well. As things are shifting, we must not be afraid of change. We must not be afraid of change. It's very important. We must not be afraid of change. The change that we're experiencing is about to get, I won't say get worse, but it's going to increase. So we have to be ready for change. We have to be ready for change. Okay? We have to be, I'm not afraid of change, but my colleagues are. This is the first thing you need to do is love them where they're at. Love your colleagues where they're at. Very important. Okay? Next slide, please. So, very quickly, reflection is all about gratitude, like I said. All right, let's move on to the next slide. It's very important to understand that. What am I grateful for? And after that, resetting the mind. Like I said, how do I renew my thinking? There are books and things you can do, and that's very important. And then the third thing is all about reinventing yourself. What matters most is how you see yourself going forward and who do I need to be for the new normal. Now, question very quickly in the comments below. How do you see yourself? I see myself as a superhero of happiness, spreading happiness all over the place. That's how I see myself. Okay, so I haven't got time for insecurities because I've got a job to do. How do you see yourself? Very quickly, put it in the comments below. You see yourself as a comic sometimes, that's beautiful. Bring it to the classroom. Professional, motivational, and skinny. Come on, Haley, stop it. Lindsay says, an inexperienced teacher. Stop that. Cross that out, Lindsay. Don't ever call yourself an inexperienced teacher. The fact that you're on this earth means that you're experienced in something. All right? Stop measuring what you don't have. Measure what you do have, and it will get you what you do need. Esther Queen says, wise old owl. Come on now. More confident. Some pupils can trust and support them. All right, that's good. How do you see yourself? Imen says active and strong. Thank you, Imen. I see myself as always striving for the better. Caring and fun. There you go. Walking, talking, Dag joke book. Come on now. Have you thought about doing those Dag jokes books onto a video and share them? That would be so good. Anxious. Laura, stop being anxious. You're beautiful and you're amazing. Okay. Femme but fair. A star. Look at that. Now, as you change how you see yourself, you're going to change what you see about yourself. What narrative? The story you tell yourself is the story you become. If you call yourself a superhero, you're going to feel like a superhero. You call yourself anxious, you're going to feel anxious. The tongue is a very powerful tool. You got to command your brain to see differently. All right, rocking and rolling. Let's bring it to a close. So I've got 21 bite-sized videos. If you've got 10 minutes a day or 10 minutes a week, you can actually get access to this. Okay, that's supposed to say www.happyschool365.co.uk. I think that's typed twice. Happyschool365.co.uk. That's the Netflix for schools. Okay, if you type in www.happyschool365.co.uk, you can get access to 21 bite-sized videos where I share 21 ideas that I use to inspire the kids that you can use for yourself. At the end of every video, I'll give you a task that you can use with your kids. The reason why I've put this together is we're creating a subscription model, but first we just want to see how it's going to work, whether you enjoy it. So if you go on there right now, it's free of charge. Go and utilize it. Go and make it happen for yourself. I've designed it in such a way whereby it helps you and it helps the young people as well. Because remember, you have to teach from your transformation. You have to teach from your transformation. So that's happyschool365.co.uk. Happyschool365.co.uk. That's it from me. You guys are amazing. Over to you guys, Avril and Gary.
Thank you very much, Jackson. It's I think it definitely was needed. I know I was feeling a bit down and out before tonight's session. It's really made me feel, uplift me a little bit, made me feel, think about next year and think about how I'm going to change and getting out this mindset of feeling so tired and actually feel, you know, rejuvenated now and think, right, bring it on tomorrow on Thursday. We can get through this.
Yes.
So thank you very much for that, Jackson. Really appreciate it. And like Jackson said, get on and have a look at those videos and also his book as well. It's got loads of more in-depth ideas, I imagine, Jackson.
Yes, definitely. So you can actually get the book on Amazon. Happy 365. I forgot to talk about that. Yeah, that's available on Amazon and on the Bloomsbury website. Is the slide on there as well? I think I've got that. So you can get the book from Bloomsbury, or you can actually get it on Amazon. Happy School. Can you come and do CPD at my school? Yes, Chloe, I can come. Wherever you are, I'll take my jet and I'll come to your school. I did a CPD last week in Liverpool. I've been to Abu Dhabi, India, South America. So yeah, I travel all over the place, you know. So long as you smile at me, I'll say yes and I'll come. All right.
Thanks.
Okay, so on the screen you've got a reading list. So obviously we've got Actions book there, and there's a couple of new ones: Sparkling Student Motivation and Motivating Students to Learn. Those are a couple to have a look at as well. And there's some articles and links to some articles by the British Council and teach.com.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to say a massive thank you to the people who are going to have helped support this webinar. Like I said, myself and Avril, you know, we don't get any money from this, or we don't get anything other than the joy of trying to share ideas with teachers across the world and trying to make teaching better place for students. And I think you'll all agree with us. That's why we went into teaching in the first place, is to make a difference to people's lives. So as many teachers as we can help, which will then in turn help other students. You know, that's sort of our mission, and we're really lucky that we've got lots of support. You know, we worked hard to get lots of support from different companies who are going to give us prizes to support this, and giving us stuff to, for example, the use of this webinar software. So Elementary Technology, Twinkle. So some of you may have used that in the UK. Big massive thank you to Wendy Wu, Educational Toys, and the Times Education Supplement, which you're all probably familiar with as well. And a massive thank you to Action Jackson for giving up your time, you know, to help other people, help teachers, help students. So big up to all those people. Thank you.
Okay, so the winners from our last webinar, Elementary Technology, you can see all the names on the screen. So Elementary Technology have been fabulous with the very kind donations that they've provided with us. And you can see the winners from CGP vouchers as well, and the Stretch and Challenge for All books. So 3 copies of those with winners. And we've got a winning competition where you can win one of the books live, which is coming up later on.
Okay, probably one of my favorite part of the webinars is giving away free stuff to you guys. which we absolutely love doing, and we're so grateful to these companies who give us free stuff which we can give away to you as prizes. So it is the season of goodwill and giving and all that kind of stuff. So Elementary have mixed it up a little bit this time. Elementary, a technology company, they sell visualizers, they sell whiteboards. They've supported us throughout all of the webinars so kindly. They do amazing CPD, and they're just absolutely amazing people to work with. Like I say, we've known them for not long now, and they've been so supportive of us. And I know the stuff they do, the customers that they work with, so appreciative of what they do. So one of our prizes today is they're going to give a £50 donation to a charity of your choice. So if you win that, you can choose any charity you want, and they will donate £50 of their money to that charity. The second one is something called Wendy Woo Educational Toys. If you've not seen Wendy Woo before, there's some really cool educational toys on there. One of the things Wendy designed was something called Mood Stars. So you can see those on the screen, and they're sort of linked to early years primarily, but it gives young children a way of expressing themselves more effectively by using those stars. And on a website, she has like a booklet with some ideas that you can download of how you can use the stars, and you can use them with your own children as well if you've got young kids. Really good, great way to get communication between yourself and young people. So she's giving away a set of those stars to a winner, and also a My Mood Stars book which she has written, which has got loads of ideas in it of how you can help younger children. And I'd probably use those with some of my secondary people as well. I think some of those would need those, especially some of my SEND pupils. I think they'd be great for. So that's another competition. Another one, if you taught in the UK, I know from teaching in the UK or across the world, they're international. The Times Education Supplement, so they do recruitment, they do lots of CPD. They've got lots of resources and stuff on their website. Some paid, some are free. I know throughout my teaching career, I've used them. Tess has been like the godsend, and saved me loads of time planning. So they're giving away 3 digital annual subscriptions to Tess, which is the online digital magazine, which comes out, I think it's every week, off the top of my head. And that's worth £60 each copy. So they're giving us a massive prize. So thank you, Tess. Really appreciate that. They also do behaviour management and safeguarding and stuff like that through class charts. So check that out. They do more than what we might think they do. Twinkle is another amazing website with resources which are all teacher written. I think they've got about 325,000 different resources, all the way from primary school level all the way to A level. I've used Twinkle quite a lot over the last few years. That last minute thing when you're teaching and you just like, I need a worksheet or I need something on this, you can always find it on Twinkle. So they've donated something called the Beyond Bundle, which is a Twinkle mug, a notebook, and a tote bag. Now, I've never heard of a tote bag before, but apparently they're pretty cool. And then finally, massive thank you to Bloomsbury Education. They've got a massive selection of educational books, right the way from primary school teachers all the way upwards. And they have some amazing authors. One of them sat here with us today, Action Jackson. And other ones like Sue Cowley, Ross McGill. There's some absolutely massive educational names that they have books for. So if you need a book on teaching, you want to improve yourself, you want to reinvent yourself. Did you like that, Jackson?
Yeah, that's the word. Come on.
There you go. That's the place to go. So we're giving away 2 copies of that book as well at $12.14 each, and I think on the Bloomsbury Education website, but you can buy it on Amazon as well. So all you have to do to enter all those competitions is, as usual, at the end of this webinar, there will be a feedback form which will open. It just take you 5 minutes max, maybe not even that, to fill it in. Tell us what you think, so we can sort of plan for future webinars. All the competitions will close on Sunday the 27th of December at 3:30, and then we'll announce the winners from that Monday the week after onwards. So good luck. I know people who are in the webinar this evening have won prizes in the past. So they're real people, real teachers who get these prizes. We don't just keep them for ourselves, unfortunately, because some of them are really cool. So please fill in the feedback form. I'm also going to send a follow-up email probably tomorrow with a recording for this session, as well as the PowerPoint slide and the feedback form. One thing I'd just make sure you check over the next few days is your junk email, because sometimes it goes to junk email when we send out emails. So just check there and you'll be able to see the feedback form. Okay, on to an instant win. We did this at our last webinar, and I think it was no, it was Sandra Roberts, wasn't it, Avril? Sandra Roberts won this last time.
Yeah.
So we're giving away a copy of Jackson's book live on air. Obviously, we can't give it you over the screen, but we'll send you a copy of this book. And we put together a little Christmas quiz for you. So what we'd like you to do is, if you've got the Kahoot app, because you use it in school, head over to the Kahoot app, or go on a browser now and type in www.kahoot.it. And then I'm just going to share the quiz screen with you. Give me 1 second. And let's share this screen. So I'll go over to the website and you need to type in this PIN number. And we're doing a bit of quiz. The fastest finger first gets to win the book in this webinar. So we've got all people are joining already. Jackson, you can't join in. Sorry, you can't win your own book. So type in Google Kahoot if you can't find the website. We'll give it a couple of minutes for everyone to join. We've got about 70 odd people who are in the webinar with us, so just give it a couple of minutes for everyone to join up. Kahoot, I like that. It's a cool name. Sandra here tonight, I wonder. Avril, do you know if Sandra's here tonight? Have you seen her?
I don't know if I've not seen her on the list yet. Not checked.
So it could be. She went very fast last time, very, very fast. So a bit of competition. Give everyone another minute to sign up, and we will start. Yes, I'm up and dancing there, Jackson.
I know, I'm loving this tune.
It's the Christmas music.
We're feeling the vibe. We're feeling the vibe.
Another 30 seconds to get signed up to win one of Jackson's books.
Welcome to Kahoot's Christmas special.
Another 20 seconds. We think we've gone stagnant on 38 there. 10 seconds, last chance to get joining in the game.
Make it 40, come on. 2 more people in.
Push. Oh, nearly one
more. Make it 40. Is in there. The 40.
Yeah.
Come on. What's on to 39?
What's going on? Right, let's get going then. 38. We've lost 2. What's going on? Oh, going back. Should we wait until 40, Jackson? Right, okay, we're going to have to go. Are you ready? Let's go. So first question's easy. And then we're going to get a little bit more challenging. So what did Frosty the Snowman have for a nose? Is it A, a carrot? That's not wrong. B, a button, aubergine, or corn? I need to check my spelling. That's what I need to improve on. Okay, time's up. Well done. It was a button. Okay, that was a. If you know the song, it was a button. So let's have a look. Who's in the lead? Only 2 people got that right. Wow, it's amazing.
Wow.
So Coops, you're in the lead at the moment.
I was thinking carrot.
Yeah.
I thought it was carrot too.
Yeah, no, it's a button for his nose apparently. Right, next question. This is quite hard. The French word Noël is often used around Christmas, but what was its original meaning in Latin? Life, birth, or door? Oh, 16 people got that right. Well done to those 16 people. Wonder if Coops got it right. Oh, Coops has been topped by Imen. Well done, Imen. You're at the top at the moment. Well done. Fastest first. Next question. In what century was the first written use of Christmas? The 14th, the 16th, the 15th, or the 17th? I feel like I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire here. Chris Tarrant style. Jeremy Clarkson. The answer was the 16th century. Interesting. 9 people got that right. Well done. Let's see who's the leader now. Colm. Well done. You're in the lead. Only 2 more questions left. It's changed every single round. Next question. In what decade did Coca-Cola start using Santa Claus in advertisements? The 1920s, the 1930s, the 1910s, the 1950s? It was actually the 1920s. And we had 4 people who got that right. Oh, this is going to be it. I think it's going to be a change again at the top. Let's see. Oh no, it's still Colm. Is it Colm or Colm? I don't know. You say it. Well done. You're at the top of the leaderboard, closely followed behind Becca. Right, last question. This is your time to make an impact. You need to be quick on your finger keypad. Last question. In what country did the custom of putting up a Christmas tree originate? Was it Austria, France, Holland, or Germany? It was Germany. Well done to those 18 people. So the winner of Jackson's book, if you have one and your name's on the list, then just send us an email and we'll then send you a copy of the book out. So the winner, 3rd place, is Coops. Well done, Coops. You were there right at the start. Ismail. 2nd and 1st is Colm. Well done. Fantastic. Very good. So if you send us your email address, just send us an email and we will send you out that book. Okay, let's just go back and then finish off. So well done. Always like to give stuff away live. So thank you very much for those people playing along. Avril.
So thanks very much again for joining us, and we're just really amazed at how many followers we've received in such a short space of time on our little Facebook group. So we're trying to really get that up to over 1,000 hopefully after this webinar. We'll have word of mouth and we'll get a few more followers on that. And also we've got on Twitter as well, and the YouTube channel as well. We're getting quite a lot of views on that on our past webinars, and obviously this one will get uploaded on there as well. So in next year in 2021, we're going to hopefully bring to you a series of mini TNT webinars, and we're going to be meeting up in January to discuss those, and it's going to be on planning, how to plan.
Thank you. So from the last webinar, we were also amazed, Avril. We asked people if they wanted to volunteer to deliver, teachers across the world who wanted to deliver a mini TNT, and we had tons of responses. So hopefully we're going to have a lot more of these webinars throughout the month from different people, which will be cool, on lots of different topics. So please look out for them, and then we will still be doing our main ones every month as well, which Avril said was on planning. Okay, on to the Q&A, Jackson. So we'll have a look if there's any questions for you. So if you've got any burning questions, just put them in the Q&A. So we'll start with, this is quite funny. If the kids are very naughty, what's your suggestion?
All you need is love. Da, 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 da. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. The reason why a naughty kid is being naughty is because they're crying out for something. So we need to get to the root of it. And the first thing we mustn't do with every naughty kid is to judge them. The first thing is to catch them doing something great. And if you write a great note to them every time you catch them doing something great, by the time you write the 10th good note, something starts to change in their heart and in their mind. It's so easy for naughty kids to train us to see their naughtiness, but we need to look beyond the naughty to see the good. So start with a naughty note and see how that goes. They need more love. That's what it is.
Thank you, Jackson. Another question from Lucy. That was from Mikhail. One from Lucy. Have you got ideas for maintaining motivation within your departmental team? So I think staff motivation.
Yeah, I think, you know what, the one thing about us as human beings, we don't open up, we don't talk. And I think what would be so great, just like with the naughty note, your great note for kids, is within your team, is having time to be able to one-to-one with individuals, finding out what makes them happy, you know, and helping them to kind of tap into their why and why they do what they do. I think most people disconnect from their why and they get burnt out. And if you can help a team reconnect with their why, it gives them more energy as well. Also, find special ways of saying thank you as well. Thank you doesn't always have to be at the end of term. It could be a random thank you at a random time. And also, the other thing you can do is mysterious thank you notes. Write a mysterious thank you note and put it in their pigeonhole. That definitely will mess with people's heads. Like, who's that? Who wrote that note? But they'll go away smiling. So write a note and hide it in their pocket or their books or their notepad or their planner or whatever. But just make that person feel good, because everybody wants to feel that love and appreciation.
Thank you, Jackson. And then final question from Selena. So how do they go about booking you for school CPD? What do they need to do?
Okay, I'll put my email down. It's jacksonican@icloud.com. I'll put that in the, someone else asked that earlier on, jacksonican@icloud.com. If you send me an email, I'll forward it to the office, and the superheroes in the office can definitely pick up the request. Whether it's virtual, I do virtual, pre-recorded, and lives, you know, all around the world. So we make it happen. So yeah, that's definitely some of the things that I do. And I'd like to, can I just do a little something before you wrap up?
Yeah, cool. Go for it.
One of the things I love doing is, I've said to myself, do more of what brings you joy. And for everyone that's watching, I don't care how silly it is, do more what brings you joy. And this here brings me great joy. And this is it. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years will be together, if the fate allowed. So hang a star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
Woo, yes. Hey, well done, Jackson. That was
Wasn't
awesome.
Expecting that. Thought you were just going to do a couple of lines, full song.
Listen, it's the Christmas crackers, mate. We've got to make it happen.
Love it. Thank you, Jackson. That was awesome. Better singer than me, I must say.
Yeah, I couldn't have joined in. He was too good, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was too good. Too good. So we'll just wrap that up. Avril, do you want to finish off?
Yeah, no, just thanks for everybody for joining us. I think it's been a lovely end. So it's been a really difficult year. So it's been a pleasure, everybody. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in 2021.
Yeah, have an amazing holiday and a happy new year, everyone. And enjoy the Christmas period. Don't eat too much chocolate.
There you go. Thank you, Avril. Thank you, Gary, for making this happen.
No,
You
thanks
guys are
very
a great
much.
asset to education. Thank you for what you do.